Today is a big day, gentlemen. I hope you got your sleep. Let's go through our responsibilities one more time. Hernandez.
All right, I approach on the left flank, establish a perimeter, and make sure the target doesn't have a viable exit.
Bad guys look at me. I smile. I say, anybody order a pizza? Fade to black.
Wait, what you mean, fade to black?
If you want to see what I mean, you'll all follow me.
This is a class about what not to do on YouTube.
Chris was the guy teaching me how to do a masterclass. He wants payment and even he doesn't want to stay at home.
So sad.
M for
Malaria. I for I almost died.
Chris Masterlist is helping me as much as he can to ensure we do this. Chris is a billionaire, not even a millionaire, is a billionaire. And this guy has even Lamborghinis. So
just try it. Guys, I think we should hurry up.
There's a raccoon. Doesn't look like. Oh, look. Man. It was all over this car, baby.
We're friends. Don't be scared. Just don't come back again.
What a weird escape route. Concha, come on down.
Just try it. Guys, I think we should hurry up.
If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shh. Dog, 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 dog.
Toronto man has just returned with a warning. His quest to document his trip landed him behind bars there for almost 2 weeks. CTV's Scott Lightfoot has his story.
These views of Havana are spectacular, but it's how they were shot that landed Chris Hughes in jail.
That was sort of the beginning of the nightmare that took 13 days of my life.
I'm a millionaire. Like this. I'm definitely going to push those limits.
mana la ogolo in lagu takrifalo oo lagu ciyaaro inuu tutuuro daawan kartaa YouTube-kiisa wadanka ugu dambeeya oo soo boqdo wadanka Kenya way.
It's a whole system. I have to build this like websites where you can pay and money has to go this, and as you pay you get access to this course. So it's a whole big web.
Look who we got. We got Mikel Ponte from China, live from China, coming in the other room. Okay, we're gonna bring him in. Are you ready? Here comes Mr. Ponte.
Now, I couldn't begin the show without introducing a very good friend of mine. Stopped in tonight. We're hanging out at the China Club last night. A real party animal. Won't you please give it up for my main man, Pope John Paul.
Guys, this is special. We have a visitor from Canada. He just arrived. Chris is coming with his driver. Ponte, I brought you another Mzungu. This is Ponte.
Nice to meet you. What's your name? Sorry.
Michele or Ponta.
Ponta.
Guys, I have to say this. Chris is a billionaire, not even a millionaire, is a billionaire. And this guy has even Lamborghinis. So when I see him do this, some guys will be like, oh, this white man and stuff. No, he has a heart of giving. I know him. And you know, any guy that Marwa rolls around with, our hearts are always clean.
A nerd's world does not pay their workers. Please do not do business with this company. Please do not work for this company. I worked here for over a year as a graphic designer, and never once got paid on time, or the right amount. I am only now posting this review after a 10-month-long lawsuit with a nerd's world for unpaid wages $12,500. I am a working student paying my own tuition, Toronto rent, and bills, constantly stressing over finances because of a nerd's world's neglectful business practices. These payment issues were brought up to Grace Hughes while I was employed, and months later absolutely nothing was done, even though owner Chris Hughes had just uploaded a YouTube video boasting about $70,000 renovations. I then notified them that I needed to stop working until I got paid. The more I worked, the higher my balance got, but they ignored this and insisted I come back to work. After calculating my last paycheck, I had been working for the hourly wage of $10.10, rather than the agreed-upon $25 per hour. I'm not the only one owed thousands of dollars. Every single employee is owed money. Many workers have left due to unpaid wages and have not been compensated. On top of it all, they mislabel their workers as independent contractors, as most employees work full-time in office. This allows them to avoid dealing with the labor board for unpaid wages, avoid paying the employer's contribution of CPP and EI, avoid paying vacation pay, and potentially evades taxes as there is no one on payroll. To get paid, you ask Grace when the next payment is, and the response will be, "We could not send payment today, our e-transfer limits are maxed out." Then Chris will upload videos to his YouTube about how he became such a successful businessman, leaving out the tiny detail that he owes workers tens of thousands of dollars. If any worker from a nerd's world is seeking help to file a claim to receive compensation, please contact me. I am more than happy to help with the small claims court procedures. You will not have to wait 10 months like me to get paid. I made many mistakes along the way. Not paying workers is a serious matter, and being owed thousands of dollars is unacceptable. They should not be allowed to continue running their business. Though tedious, small claims will ensure you get paid, rather than relying on their promises of paying you soon. Shame.
Let me tell you something about me. I'm from America. And I know that I see the whole setup on what they did and how they did the situation. And just because somebody screamed they're a millionaire, that don't mean they're really a millionaire. People in America, a lot of times, they say they're millionaires to get people to flock to them to think that they're going to become a millionaire too.
How he managed to have a very big person, a very international people visiting his place, guys. People like Pontes, guys. Chris, he traveled all the far, guys. Remember, what you can see here was made with the Ponte, guys. He's the one put for me these windows, guys. Those who wishes to come and see, they can just visit me. I welcome anybody, guys, in this village, guys. Remember, you are in Uncle Mo's home. If you can just see here, I have a lot of friends here, guys. There is a friend of mine asking me, why Uncle Mo using these bags, guys? I told them, these bags, I use them as my decoration, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Nobody lives forever.
A few months ago, Chris Mustlist, a Canadian YouTuber and entrepreneur, visited I Am Marwa's village of Nyabahans in Kenya. He also met Uncle Mo, Michelle Ponte, and Fellow the Boy. Previously, he asked I Am Marwa to make a masterclass which he would like to sell together with Marwa on a website designed by his company, A Nerd's World. For 2 weeks, Michelle Ponte was working for Marwa producing the masterclass. After he finished the work, Chris Mustlist came to visit Marwa in Kenya. Michelle was very sick with malaria and he decided to go with Chris to Nairobi for medical treatment. I Am Marwa didn't like that Michelle left the village and decided not to pay him for his work, previously agreed $500. Recently, Michelle Ponte released a video about his recent travels in Africa. He mentioned that he never received payment for 2 weeks of his work producing the masterclass.
A big Kenyan YouTuber asked me to stay in this village and shoot some video tutorials for him in exchange of $500. I never got paid, and instead I got rewarded with malaria. 600,000 people die from malaria every year.
Go, it's coming. Say, get your say,
Ready or not, here I come.
I met him at Marwa's in Kenya.
Marwa is hot trouble in the U.S. Nah, Marwa's a good guy. Look, we got peacock colors on. Are you still friends with Marwa? Yeah, I love Marwa, man. He's my good friend. He's a. How do I put this in words? How nice of a man this guy is.
He took your hand and put your hand on his penis.
Yeah. I was 16.
Oh my gosh, he did that against your will.
Yeah.
Oh wow. How old were you when you did that?
16. I'll be there at the party for sure.
We're secretive with our business for many reasons. They're not real men.
And I made a masterclass course for him. He has to pay me $500, which he will never pay me, knowing him.
It's a case between Marwa and Michele Ponte, which hasn't been settled. They had an agreement, but till now, the money has not been paid. And this is what we are going to look at and give judgment. Courts, right?
The person who was teaching me about this masterclass came to our home. His name was Chris. We showed him what we filmed. He said, "This is okay, Marwa, but it's too long. We need short videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not 10 minutes." So I told Ponte, "Look, bro," he was there when Chris was saying that. So I told him, "Look, I know we agreed we're gonna pay you, but can we make it right?"
Chris Maslist has brought his side of the story. I was simply asked to view the videos created by the two. Now, thirdly, I never told anyone not to pay any money. I didn't even know money was involved until I returned home to Canada and heard the feud.
So I told Ponte, "Look, bro," he was there when Chris was saying that. So I told him, "Look, I know we agreed we're gonna pay you, but can we make it right and professional? Because if honestly I'm paying you, we can put in the work." Ponte didn't want to hear that part of the story. He wants, because he already filmed, I give him the money and he goes. Now you see,
he wants payment, and first he never wanted.
He wants payment, and even he doesn't want to stay at home.
So sad.
Because Chris told him, "Hey, you can stay 1 or 2 more days. You put this thing together," because Chris was the guy teaching me how to do a masterclass.
Chris was going to Nairobi. My doctor has forbidden me to travel by myself on a bus. He said I might pass out, some things might happen, it might not be safe, and so on. And I saw it as the perfect occasion to get out from the village, and therefore I joined him in this trip, and I was finally able, my head is hurting while recording this video, I'm not really able to watch the screen. I was finally able to leave the village, and we started this journey to Nairobi.
Bye, Mo. Mo, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Also,
We'll see
nice
you
to
again.
meet you.
Yeah, we'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Here
Hello.
we drive to Nairobi.
Hello. Habari zenu? Habari zenu?
He was mad I left because he needed to use me to create his masterclass, which I created every title for every video of the masterclass. I shot every video of the masterclass, and he promised me $500, which he never paid me.
My own opinion is I don't pay him, I don't use his videos, I create my own success, because that's the problem when people feel so entitled, you know. Pay him, but don't use his video. Why would I pay him? That's stealing from me, bro. I work hard for my money.
Chris Maslist has brought his side of the story. I agree that if a dollar agreement was made, then a payment should be made. Now he's saying that he agrees with me that if those two parties, Michele Ponte and Marwa, agreed on money, then the money must be paid, which means my judgment is right. My thoughts from Canada, all the best, Chris. This is what he's saying.
Look, all the videos I shot for him. This is his folder. For his masterclass. All the videos shot by me. 11 videos. And then, look, the intro. This is what I made. This is one of the classes I shot for him. And so on. I made so much work. Is this a professional behavior? And he accused Vodemaya of not paying his assistant, and then he did the same to me. He wanted 10 videos. Yeah, it's the same class. I am the one that shot it. Look. This is a class about what not to do on YouTube. I have all the videos because I'm the one that made them.
I don't like talking about money. That's the only thing, because the funny thing about that, people may feel they're attached. You live easy, soft, every day. Every day, anything that comes for you is good. What will be, will be.
Nice.
All the time, I ask myself, if it was me, how would I feel? If I feel good, I'll say, okay, good. If I feel bad, I say, no, I have to do something.
That's nice.
Like I put myself in people's shoes all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, these shoes, it's here. Can you hold it and feel how light it is? And you know, this shoes is very expensive. It's very expensive and it's very convenient. And what's the problem with shoes? What is the big deal?
Marwa, this want to see you every day. They think you're a lady.
All what I was requesting was that you should advise I am Marwa to pay the money since he is your friend. I hope you agree with me on that. Yes, so I wasn't trying to chip you into the issue or into the case. I only mentioned your name because Marwa is your friend and I want you to advise him to pay Michele Ponte if only Marwa has agreed that there was money involved. Now, so why is it that you had an agreement with someone and this person has fulfilled his part of the agreement, but you, after, you know, saying that he did his work perfectly, you don't want to pay him the money? Why? You know, Marwa, it doesn't matter. Michele Ponte has finished his job. He has finished his work. No matter whether you will use the video or you wouldn't use the video, that is the back case. That is the back case. You have to pay the money because the first agreement stands. Court rise.
Thousands of Canadians travel to Cuba every year, but a Toronto man has just returned with a warning. His quest to document his trip landed him behind bars there for almost 2 weeks. CTV's Scott Lightfoot has his story.
These views of Havana are spectacular, but it's how they were shot that landed Chris Hughes in jail.
That was sort of the beginning of the nightmare that took 13 days of my life.
Hughes entered the country with a drone in a backpack that was checked by customs officials. He used it for 2 days to shoot scenes of the city and the water. But on the third day, he found himself in Revolution Square, and 4 minutes after he put the drone up, he was approached by police.
I'm thinking at that point that, you know, I'm going to lose my drone. You know, I realize now what I did was wrong in their eyes, and I'm thinking, you know, there goes $2,000, right?
But officials took him in for 13 hours of questioning. Then they took him to gather all of his possessions, drove him to a detention facility, and locked him in a dark 7-foot by 7-foot cell.
No lawyer, no judge, no translator, no opportunity to defend myself.
For 4 days, Hughes's family and friends had no idea where he was. When they were finally contacted by a representative of the Canadian government, they were told, prepare for the worst.
Investigation on the short note is 10 days. And on the long note, you'll be here up to 2 years.
On his 5th day behind bars, a representative from the Canadian embassy arrived. But for the next week, Hughes remained jailed and was repeatedly questioned and accused of being an American spy.
Yeah, they would ask me questions like, when's the last time I met with President Obama? Do I talk to him regularly on the phone?
Hughes's experience ended Wednesday when he was driven to the airport and put on a flight back to Canada for an emotional reunion with his family. Back in Toronto, Hughes says his story is a warning to other travelers who may not realize that unmanned aerial vehicles are not allowed everywhere.
And ultimately, this was my fault for not looking into this deeper. Just because I wasn't stopped at immigration for having this in my carry-on doesn't mean that it was allowed.
And despite what he's been through, Hughes says he will go back to Cuba.
Absolutely. It's not in my plans today, tomorrow. My family already said I'm crazy. I definitely will not bring a drone, but I promise you one day I'll definitely be back in Cuba. I still love Cuba.
Scott Lightfoot, CTV News.
Antarctica is about 1.5 times the size of the United States, a claim once made in the 1960s by Cuba.
But this isn't a story about a country who's just waiting for their next dictator to die.
I'm leaving you, Carl.
Why, Valerie? I thought we were doing so well.
I want a bigger house.
I met him at Marwa's in Kenya.
Michele Ponte.
Hey, you, wake up! Yes. So, I haven't read it, but my people tell me you've written a book. Well, I didn't write a book. I was booked.
They are not working, they are working for free. I am not paying them. I want to make that very clear. You didn't make money from here?
Yeah.
Like how much?
500. People here are very funny.
So we are asking her how much she made.
500.
Okay.
They should not handle much money because once they are exposed to money,
yeah,
they just want to eat.
You can't be controlled actually.
That's the way I am.
That's how God created you, and that's how you will be.
Huele a caña.